Good morning students, myself Jyoti Nahar from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group, Kota, and I am here with class 6 science chapter number 1 food, where does it come from? So let us take up the important points of this chapter first. The first topic in this chapter is health and food. In this we have the functions of food, like the food, it provides energy to you, it helps to repair your worn out tissues, it helps to fight, helps us to fight against diseases. So these are the functions of food. Again, variety of food, we have different meals during a day, different variety of food we have during a day. Again, the people of different states, they have different variety of food. The people of one state have different food from the people of the other state. Now, sources of food, plant parts as food. In this we have different sources of food, some may be the plant parts and some may be the animal products. Now, I am going to explain you the plant parts, how do we use them in a food, the different parts that are used in a food. Now, the different parts of the plant that we have as food are roots, like in carrot and radish, they are the roots that we are having. Stems, we have some modified stems like in potato, ginger, these are the modified stems that we use as a food. Again, leaves like in cabbage. What is cabbage? Cabbage is the leafy part which we are eating as a food. Flowers, in flowers we have like cauliflower. Cauliflower is the flower part of the plant which we are eating. Fruits, like the fruits of mango, in mango, papaya, what are these? These are the fruits, that fruit part that we are having as a food. Seeds of mustard and the seeds of rice, wheat, they are all the actually the seeds of the plant part which we are having as a food. So these are the different parts of the plants that serve as a food, and we have them in different meals of a day. Now the next one is animal products as food. We get milk from animals like cow, buffalo, and meat from animals like goat. Eggs from the chicken, from ducks we get eggs. And marine food like fish. Fish serves as the source of food for the people who live near in the coastal areas. The fish is the main source of food there. So, food habits of animals. We have three categories in this. Animals can be classified as herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Herbivores are the animals that eat plants or leaves, grass. They are called herbivores, like horse, cow, buffalo, these are herbivores. Carnivores like lion and tiger, they eat the flesh of animals. Again, omnivores like dog, bear, crow, these are omnivores. They have plant products, plants also, and the flesh of other animals also. Apart from these animals, we have scavengers and parasites too. Scavengers are the animals which feed on dead and decaying parts of the animals, and parasites which live on the other host body, means they live on the body of other animals. So this was the classification of animals. Now let us take up the internal questions of this chapter. The first question, internal question of this chapter, that is, what is the full form of WHO? This is, you can find this question on page number 7. The answer is World Health Organization. So students, you need to take up your pencils and underline the answer that is on page number 7. The answer is World Health Organization is the full form of WHO. Second internal question, which is what acts as stimulant in tea and coffee? In tea, the stimulant is theophylline, and in coffee, the stimulant is caffeine. This answer is present on page number 11. You can find it on page number 11. So, pick up your pencils and underline the answer there for the question number 2. Question 3, define milch animals. What are milch animals? You are going to find the answer for this question on page number 13. The animals which produce milk are called milk animals, like cow, buffalo. We call them milch animals because we obtain milk from them. Define consumers. The answer is on page number 13. What are consumers? Consumers are the animals depend on plants for their food. Some animals, they depend on plants for their food, and so they are called as consumers. So, these were the internal questions. You need to underline them, underline the answers in the book. Now, coming up to the copy work, that is question answers, we are going to discuss. Let us discuss the important points, important definitions that are included in this chapter. The first one is pisciculture. Now, what is pisciculture? Pisciculture is the rearing and management of fish on large scale, when the fish are kept on large scale for rearing and for management. This is called as pisciculture. Now, apiculture. What is apiculture? Again, like the fish, the apiculture is related to honeybees. The rearing of honeybees in large scale. Honeybees are kept for honey on a large scale. This is called apiculture. Now, parasites. What are parasites? These are the small animals who live on the body of other animals, like tapeworm. You can say these are parasites, and plants, they live on the other animal's body or plants and obtain their food from the other body on which they are living. Now, the two questions here are, one, name any two root vegetables. Root vegetables means we have them as the roots that are served as food. The carrot and beetroot, as I told you earlier, carrot, radish, beetroot, these are the examples of roots that we have as food. Name any two animal products that serve as sources of food for human beings. Two animal products that we use as food products are milk that we get from animals like cow, goat, and eggs that we get from duck and hen. Now, here first question are, name 5 plants and their parts that we eat. 5 parts of plants that we eat as leaves, fruits, stems. The first one is coriander. For coriander we call it dhania in Hindi, that we have leaves of it and seeds. Our next question, name 5 plants and their parts that we eat. Name of 5 plants that we eat as food. Coriander, mustard, mango, potato and banana. These are the plants that serve us with their stems or leaves. Like coriander, which is called dhania in Hindi, we have the leaves of it and the seeds are also used of coriander. Again, mustard is also used, as mustard leaves are used for vegetables and the seeds are also used. Mango is served as fruit and potato is a modified stem that we have as food. Banana is a fruit part of the plant that we have as food. Our next question, why do we need food? Do all the living things need food? Yes, you all know that we need food because food performs different functions in our body. And what are the functions? Let us discuss. The first one is growth. Food is essential for our growth because we need to grow up, so we need to have food for our growth. Repair means food repairs the damaged cells and tissues. You all know that we get energy from food, and the energy is used to build up new cells or to repair the worn out cells. So, third one is energy. We need food to produce energy, which is used to perform various functions. We perform different functions during a day. So, these functions are performed using energy, and this energy is obtained from food that we eat. Fourth one is protection. We need food to protect our body from diseases. Food gives us energy to fight against diseases and infections. So, all the living things, they need to perform all these functions, and so all the living things need food, including the human beings. We also need food to perform all these functions. The next question, why do we call green plants as producers? Why the green plants are called producers? Because they prepare their own food. They have green leaves which prepare their own food with the help of air, water and sunlight. So, we call green plants as producers because they prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis, and the process of making food is called photosynthesis. Now, the second part of this question is, how are the producers different from herbivores? Producers are green plants. Herbivores are the animals that eat plants. Means herbivores are plant eating animals. Again, producers, they manufacture their own food, like the green plants. They prepare their own food, whereas the herbivores, they depend on others for their food. They depend on plants. The examples of producers are all green plants, whereas the examples of herbivores are cow, deer, goat. These are examples of herbivores. Again, the next question is differentiate between herbivores and carnivores. Differentiation between herbivores and carnivores can be done in the form of a table. Herbivores are the animals which eat plants and plant products, but the carnivores are the animals which eat the flesh of other animals. They have sharp cutting teeth in front to bite leaves, and flat grinding teeth at the back to chew the food properly. Plant products are chewed properly by their flat grinding teeth. Carnivores, they have sharp canines because they need to tear out the flesh for eating the flesh. And the examples of herbivores are elephant, sheep, cow, buffalo. These are the examples of herbivores, whereas examples of carnivores are lion and tiger. The next question includes the differences between scavengers and decomposers. Now, what are scavengers? Scavengers are the animals that eat dead animals. They feed on the dead animals, whereas decomposers, they feed on dead and decaying plants and animals. They feed on dead and decaying plants that are dead. These are the animals which are carnivores or omnivores. Scavengers may be carnivores or omnivores, but whereas decomposers are some microorganisms and other living things may be decomposers. And the examples of scavengers are crow and vulture, whereas the examples of decomposers are fungi and bacteria. So, this was all about the copy work of our chapter. Thank you.